Namaste, this is Vivek Tiwari from Kaivalyadhama Yoga Institute, Lonavala. I welcome all of you for this yoga event from Yoga for Unity, and on behalf of Kaivalyadhama, I welcome all of you. Today we are going to practice asana and pranayam to develop the strength. So, as per our tradition, let us start with prayer. So, requesting all of you to sit straight and comfortable in any position, eyes gently closed, hands in Namaskar Mudra, prayer position. Slowly inhale. Om Sahana Vavatu Sahanau Bhunaktu Sahaviryam Karavavahai Tejasvinavadhitamastu Ma Vidvishavahai. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Slowly release your hands and you can open your eyes. So, let us discuss about asana and pranayam practices to develop the strength. So, strength not only at the physical level, but at the mental level also, because many times your body is ready to perform yoga practices or any kind of exercise, but mentally you are not ready. Okay, that means you need a strength at the physical level also and at the psychological level also. If you have negativity in your mind, you can't perform properly, or you will not get the proper benefits of that practice. So, that is why how to maintain the body mind coordination during asana practices or during yoga practices. So, always be aware of the changes and effects of the practice before the practice, during the practice and after the practice, so that your body mind coordination will be maintained. Your mind will be busy, that will be busy on yourself only, not wandering here and there. Now, for the strength at the physical level, you can gain the strength through some physical exercises also, but physical exercises are dynamic in nature, repeated movements are there. That is why there is little lack of body mind coordination, and you are working out with the superficial level only, big muscles only. Whereas asana practices are static, and you have to work out not only at the superficial muscles or superficial layer of the muscles, but you have to work out with the core also, with the inner layer also. And when your mind is busy for the experience to look at the changes and effects of the practice, that means the body mind coordination is happening. Mind is also having some effect on it. So, that is why asana practices and pranayam practices are very effective to develop the strength in a proper way without any injury. We have Dharini with us for the demonstration. She is going to demonstrate some practices, yoga practices. So, very clearly I am using the word physical exercise and yoga practice. So, there is no word like yogic exercise. There is a big difference in exercise and yoga. Okay, so that is why yoga practice, not yoga exercise. So, please Dharini will start with supine asana, lying down on the back in supine position, keeping your legs together, hands are close to the hips, palms facing down, keeping your hands, shoulders, neck relaxed all the time. Then pulling the kneecaps, keeping your front thighs, quadriceps active, and tucking the belly button in, means keep your abs active all the time, so that it will protect your lower back. You won't have any problem, any pain. And then using your abs and front thighs very slowly, without jerk, step by step, you are going to lift your both legs, keeping your knees straight and legs together. To practice it in very slowly in this way, step by step, really you need the strength in your abs. In the beginning, it will be very difficult to lift your both legs very slowly. By swinging them directly, it will be easy, but that is not asana, that is exercise. So in this way, step by step, reaching up to 90 degree. You can maintain at 60 degree, you can maintain at 40 or 45 degree, you can maintain at 30 degree, as per your capacity. Don't force yourself. There should not be hiking up the shoulders and lifting the chin, and you are showing that you are performing forcefully, going beyond the capacity. Not necessary. Once you reach up to 45 degree to 60 degree or 90 degree, make sure that your lower back remains flat on the ground. Okay. So it is creating tremendous pressure on the abdominal muscles. So it will improve the strength of your abs and your quadriceps, front thighs, to keep your knees straight. After maintaining it for some time, in the beginning you will be able to maintain for 15 or 10 or 20 seconds only. But slowly after the practice, it will develop the strength, and then slowly you will be able to maintain it for longer time. Slowly now you come back, because while performing asana practices, always we think about the flexibility, but flexibility should come afterwards. First you need the strength to perform that practice. Then to maintain that position for longer time, you need the stamina to maintain that position, and then the flexibility. Please take rest in Shavasana for a while. After performing any asana, taking rest in Shavasana is also necessary, so that the gas exchange process will happen for some time, and your muscles which were working, which were getting contracted or stretched, they will get the relaxation, they will get the proper quantity of oxygen, so that they will get ready for the next performance or next practice. Okay. So taking rest after each practice is also necessary. Always we think that we are wasting time on Shavasana or relaxation. No, you are utilizing your time so that the next performance will be better. Okay. And you won't feel lethargy, you won't feel any uneasiness. After practicing asana or yoga practices, you should feel fresh, not tired. Again get ready. Now as this Ardha Halasana is to develop your strength of the abs, abdominal muscles and front thighs. Now the next practice is Setu Bandhasana, bridge pose, which is very good to improve the strength of your back, spinal muscles, back muscles, glutes and hamstrings, in which slowly bend at your knees first comfortably, feet are flat, comfortable distance in your feet, thighs are parallel. After that, first you will tuck your belly button in, maintain the core connection, then squeezing your buttocks and back thighs, shooting the tailbone in, start to lift your buttocks from tailbone to the upper thoracic. So really you are opening your hip flexors, your rib cage is getting expanded, and that is why your chest is coming to the chin. So chin lock is happening here automatically. Okay, this chin lock is very good, very effective for thyroid disorders also, and it is developing because of the contraction of your back muscles, spinal muscles, glutes, hamstrings. Okay, these are this asana is developing the strength of all those muscles, especially your glutes and hamstrings. If you have weakness in your calves, if you lift your heels, then you will be working out with your calves also. It will improve the strength of your calves also. Okay, so this is Setu Bandhasana, bridge pose. To protect yourself from the future back pain, this asana is very good. It is opening your hip flexors also. Okay, so this is Setu Bandhasana, bridge pose. Slowly come down, take your heels down first, then from upper thoracic to the tailbone, slowly come down without jerk. Again release back to Shavasana, take rest. So this Setu Bandhasana, bridge pose, there are other different modifications also, simplifications also. So depending on the condition of the practitioner, if you have severe back pain, better to avoid this practice. In severe heart problems, severe hypertension, better to avoid this practice. But otherwise, in general, to develop the strength of your back muscles, spinal muscles, then your glutes and hamstrings, this asana is very effective. Now, after this Setubandhasana, we have the next practice, that is Naukasana, boat pose. Now, for Naukasana, you need more strength in your abs. So, for Naukasana, again get ready. Legs are together, hands are close to the hips. This is the starting position for Supina Asana. Then you will stretch your hands in front of you by the sides of the thighs, and then using your abs and front thighs very slowly, you are supposed to lift your lower and upper body. If it is possible to lift it at a time, is okay. Otherwise, you can lift your lower body first, or you can take support of the elbows or hands to lift your upper body, and then after coming in final position, then you can stretch your hands in front of you. But using your abs, you have to lengthen your spine fully, opening the chest like this. So there should not be sinking. Okay, there should be stretching, opening the chest like this. Okay, in this way. So it's a huge abdominal work for Naukasana. To come back also very slowly with control, you will come back, maintaining the abdominal connection. Breathing should remain continue. You don't have to hold the breath in any final position of asana. Okay, any asana. Always continue your breathing. That is, your job is to continue the breath, not to stop the breath. As per your stiffness, your strength, your stamina, body will adjust the speed and depth of your breathing in different asanas for different individuals. Your job is not to hold it. Let it continue. So take rest. Naukasana is very, very effective to develop the strength of your abs, and all the internal organs of the abdominal region, they are also getting stimulated by practicing Naukasana. And your front thighs, quadriceps, to keep your knees straight. Your hip flexors are getting strengthened, so that you will be able to lift your legs easily, lower and upper body easily. So after this some supine asana practices, now we have second type of asana, that is prone lying asanas. Okay, in which you will start with simple Bhujangasana. Again, in Bhujangasana is backward bending asana, extension. So it is very good to develop the strength of your back muscles and spinal muscles. So this is the starting position of prone lying. Then slowly take your palms by the sides of the chest, elbows are pointed up, keep your elbows close to you, and you are not supposed to hike your shoulders are reaching away from the ears. Then first thing, inner thighs active, so that your heels and toes will remain together. Then squeezing your buttocks and back thighs, your center bone, pubic bone will be anchored down all the time, so that your thighs, pelvis, hips will remain on the ground. Then engaging the abs with inhale, slowly start to lift your upper body, head, face, chin, chest, shoulders, abdominal region till the belly button without support of the hands if possible. Widening at the collarbone, widening at the rib cage. So to lift yourself without support of your hands, then only your spinal muscles will work properly. That is why all the back muscles and spinal muscles are getting contracted, and it is developing the strength of your back and spinal muscles. Very slowly come down. You will continue your breathing all the time. If you don't have strength in your back muscles and spinal muscles, then it will be uncomfortable for you, or you will not be able to lift up till the belly button. In that case, in the beginning, you can take little support. Or those who are already suffering from any spinal problems like slip disc, sciatica, lumbar spondylitis, in that condition, you will have to simplify this posture and complete support of the hands and elbows in front of you, and then you will lift your body. Okay. But in general, in this way, without support of the hands, you can practice this Bhujangasana. It is very good for digestion also, good for diabetes also, Bhujangasana. Now after lifting upper body, now you are going to lift your lower body. That is known as Shalabhasana, locust pose, in which again starting position, then you will close the fists, place your fists below the thighs, then place your chin on the ground in this way. Again Now for Shalabhasana, you need all the connections at a time. You have to keep your inner thighs active to keep your legs together. You need to pull the kneecaps, keep your quadriceps active to keep your knees straight. Then squeezing buttocks and back thighs, glutes and hamstrings to lift your both legs straight. Okay, and abs also, to engage your abs to maintain the stability, and then slowly lift your both legs. Reaching through the toes, as somebody is pulling your legs behind you. In that way, reaching through the toes, you have to lift your lower body, your both legs from the hip joints straight. Breathing continue. This is Shalabhasana, locust pose. It will also develop your strength of the back muscles and spinal muscles, strength of your glutes and hamstrings. Slowly release, come down and take rest in Makarasana. This is Makarasana, crocodile asana. Okay, so to take rest, this is the relaxative asana. As we are taking rest in Shavasana, in supine, in prone lying, you should take rest in Makarasana like this. Okay, so this Bhujangasana lifting upper body, Shalabhasana lifting lower body, and both are very good to improve the strength of your back muscles and spinal muscles, because maintaining the health of your spine, vertebral column and spinal muscles and back muscles is very important, because that is the base of our life. If your spine is healthy, if your back is healthy, back muscles are healthy, then only you will be able to perform all the daily activities. Once you have any neck pain or back pain or any spinal problem, you are not able to concentrate at all on any job, any work, and you are getting disturbed. Okay, that is why maintaining the health of your back muscle and spinal muscles is very important. And even the central nerve cord is also passing through the vertebral column, so it maintains the health of your nervous system, your central nerve cord. Okay, so now after this, we will go further for the next practice, sitting back on your heels first, that is known as Vajrasana, and after that we are going to perform one more extension asana, that is known as Ushtrasana. Ushtra means a camel. Okay, camel pose. For that you have to come in a kneeling position, standing on the knees, then comfortable distance in your knees and thighs, toes are pointed back, then placing your palms on your buttocks or on the waist, elbows are coming close to each other by opening the rib cage, widening at the collarbone, shoulders, scapulae are retracted, and then squeeze your buttocks and back thighs, shooting the tailbone in, pushing your pelvis in front, slowly go back, go in the extension, throw the head back as much as you can. If it is comfortable for you to rest your hands on respective heels, you can, otherwise as per your capacity. Here you are getting stretch in your throat, so your thyroids are getting stretched, they are getting stimulated, good for thyroid disorders. If it is painful in the knees, then you can take a cushion below the knees for this asana. Again, extension, that means very good to develop the strength of your glutes and hamstrings, back muscles, spinal muscles, back of the neck are getting strengthened. Okay, slowly come up, very carefully, with control, with balance, slowly come up. Resting your palms on the respective heels is not compulsory, please make it a point. Okay, if you place your palms on the wrists or on the buttocks, that is also okay. Relax here for some time in Vajrasana, or you can open your legs in front and relax in sitting position. So after practicing this Ushtrasana camel pose, so we have done all three extension practices, Bhujangasana, Shalabhasana and Ushtrasana, all extension, and all are very good to strengthen your back of the body, means the posterior part of the body, even Setubandhasana also. Now we are going to perform one more asana, that is known as Dandasana. In Dandasana, only legs are together as it is, then hands are by the sides of the hips or resting on the thighs. Using your abs, you have to keep lengthening your spine as it is, sitting straight, opening the chest, looking at the eye level in front of you. Danda means a stick, just like a stick, your back should remain straight, body should remain straight, legs should remain straight. It looks very simple, but very, very challenging asana. You can't remain in this asana for longer time. After few seconds only, you become uncomfortable if you are not practitioner, okay, because you need the strength on your abs, in your back muscles, then your hips should be flexible, everything. So this asana is very, very effective asana known as Dandasana. Looks very simple as I told you, but very difficult asana. Now after this, after some sitting asana practices, we will try for some standing asana practices. For standing, slowly, comfortably you will fold at the knees, or with the support of the hands you can come up in standing, or if it is possible to come up without support of the hands, that is, it depends on your strength of the legs and abs. As I told you about the strength of the legs, now the next practice we are going to perform, which is good to develop the strength of your lower limbs, of your legs. So for that, first practice we are going to perform is Utkatasana. Utkata means to lift up. How to lift up? So first you are taking comfortable distance in your feet, feet are parallel, then stretch your both hands in front of you at the shoulder level, palms facing down, shoulders are relaxed. Then use your abs properly, tuck the belly button in, then slowly you lift your heels. To lift the heels, you have to work out with your calves. After lifting your heels, then you will slowly sit down without leaning in front as much as you can. Ideally, if you are sitting on your heels completely, and then from your heels, you will lift yourself couple of inches away from the heels. Okay. So this is Utkata. From the heels, you are lifting yourself, you are lifting your buttocks. Utkata. Okay. Now slowly come up. So it and release. So it will develop the strength of your, not only your thighs, but it is very good to develop the strength of your calves, your ankle joints, calves, knee joints, thighs and pelvis, hip joints, all are getting strengthened. Now one more practice is known as Ekpadasana, in which again to develop the strength of your legs and to develop the strength of your abs and spine. So for that, standing straight, feet are together, then step your right leg back, for example, then stretch your hands overhead in front, then slowly leaning in front of you, coming parallel to the ground, and then leave the support of your back leg and balance yourself on one leg like this. This is known as Ekpadasana. For this, you need the strength in your legs, or by practicing you will develop the strength. You can practice it with the support of the wall or the table in this way. Slowly release. And in the same way, you can repeat from the other side. So you need the strength in your glute, hamstring, your legs to lift it properly, so that whole body will come parallel to the ground. Slowly release, relax. Please sit down. So these are some asana practices, not all, some asana practices to develop the strength. Now some breathing practices also, which are very good to develop the strength. One practice is known as Kapalabhati. It's a kriya, Shuddhi kriya. Why? How it will develop the strength? Kapalabhati means your breathing process, it is related to your breathing. In Kapalabhati, of course, breathing is happening because of the diaphragm, and diaphragm is your muscle, one muscle. So you need to develop the strength of your diaphragm. When your diaphragm is healthy, when it is strong, that means your breathing process will be strong. Your heart, your breathing, your lungs, they become strong. So that is why to make your diaphragm, Shwaspatal, diaphragm stronger, you need the practice of Kapalabhati. Okay. For Kapalabhati, it's a simple practice, that is active exhalation and passive inhalation without fluctuation, repeated pumps of the exhalation. So you can start. The stroke should be from the lower abdominal region. With every exhalation, with every stroke, active exhalation, the lower abdominal region is going in, and with relaxation, with inhalation, passive inhalation, it is getting relaxed. So, in this way, this is the practice of Kapalbhati. In the beginning, if you are not a practitioner, then you can start with 20 or 30 strokes, take rest. In this way, 3 to 4 rounds of 20-30 strokes. Once you become a practitioner, then you can increase the number of strokes, number of rounds also. You should not feel suffocated after practicing Kapalbhati. So, do not count how many strokes I have to do, how many rounds I have to do. Okay. So, instead of that, think of your capacity. You should feel fresh after practicing Kapalbhati. Before feeling suffocated, stop it, relax, take rest, and then go for the next round. Ideal speed of Kapalbhati is 120 strokes in a minute, means 2 strokes in a second, but not for beginners. Even for severe hypertension, heart problems, then hyperacidity, for those people, or who are having pitta disorder, for them better to avoid the practice of Kapalbhati because it generates heat in your body. Okay. So, this is the practice of Kapalbhati to improve the strength. Another practice is known as modified Bhastrika Pranayam, okay, in which only active inhalation and active exhalation, that is it. Traditional Bhastrika is different, that we are going to discuss about in the next video, but for this one only active inhalation and active exhalation, that is one way of Bhastrika which is modified Bhastrika, which is acceptable all over by all the other institutions also, in which only actively you are inhaling, actively you are exhaling, like this. This is also working out with the diaphragm. So, diaphragm becomes more stronger, lungs are getting stimulated, your breathing capacity is getting increased. Okay. That means it is very good to improve the lungs capacity, breathing capacity, and strength of your lungs. Okay. So, these are some asana practices and pranayam practices to develop the strength. In this way, we can include, we can add some other practices, some other asana also, pranayam also, but because of the time limit, we will stop here, and then maybe in the future, whenever we will get the time, again we will meet and we will discuss about the other practices. I am very thankful on behalf of Kaivalyadhama and Yoga for Unity for this organizing this event, countdown to International Day of Yoga 2022. Thank you so much. Keep practicing, be smiling, be practicing, and be healthy. Namaste. We will end this session with Shanti Part. So, hands in Namaskar Mudra, eyes are gently closed. Slowly inhale. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vasishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti.